So you want to work or move to Japan or maybe retire in the land of the rising sun. Here are the things you should not do. It's pretty easy to understand if you decide to retire in the culturally rich land of the rising sun. But before you set foot in Japan, you may want to know what are the things you need to avoid so people won't refer to you as the negative connotation of Gaikokujin. Don't do these following things once you are in Japan. As a foreigner, it's important you understand that Japan is very sensitive when it comes to culture. And as a visitor, you need to avoid the following things while in the country. Do not misuse ohashi or chopsticks. Learn to advance how to properly use chopsticks and don't use it other than its purpose. The Japanese find it impolite to play with the utensils they use for eating. Avoid public display of affection! Avoid public display of affection. If you're retiring in Japan with your spouse, keep in mind that it is inappropriate to kiss or even hold hands while in public. If you have a friend in Japan, even a very close one, a hands-off bow is the safest way to greet them. Do not eat or drink while walking on the street. Well, I guess I can do this because I'm in a restaurant. But the Japanese culture highly respects food. That's why you will not see anyone consuming food or sipping a drink while walking. Aside from eating in one place, saying, "Itadakimasu."
Itadakimasu.
And
ごちそうさまでした。
before and after a meal is a polite and respectful way of having a meal.
ごちそうさまでした。
Never assume "Hai" as yes. "Hai" might mean yes in Japan, but it's often used to imply that the person you're conversing with is simply listening in what you're saying and not necessarily agreeing with you. You'll know if a person agrees with you after discussing the specifics. The Japanese are not accustomed to saying no. Instead, they'll turn you down in a very subtle and respectful way. It's a Japanese custom to remove the shoes or footwear or sandals before entering a home to prevent outside dirt and pollution from coming in. Japanese homes often have a genkang or a landing area where you can place your shoes. You can wear your socks while inside or ask for slippers. Help stop spread the disease. If you're sick, always wash your hands, wear surgical masks, or better yet, stay indoors as much as you can. Take proper rest. Consider wearing a surgical face mask in Japan if you have the flu or colds. If you need to blow your nose, go to the bathroom or do it with a tissue and as quietly as possible. Giving tips, regardless of amount, is not practiced in Japan because service employees find it insulting. If you really think an employee deserves a tip for a great service, place the money in a decorative sealed envelope and give it as a gift. It's very rare that you'll see litter in Japan. People keep their trash until they get home or go to a garbage storage for recycling. The things mentioned here are only some of the basic things that you need to avoid for a start. Doing your own research and being observant is often the best way to have an enjoyable living in a foreign country. Japan tourism is expected to increase because of the upcoming 2020 Summer Olympic Games. If you're retiring or moving to Japan and you find it challenging to open a bank account, there are international online accounts that you can use with services that are similar to traditional banks. Is that correct?
はい。
Special thanks to Otto, located at 5880 Enriquez, Poblacion, Makati City. For more of the latest cross-border info, hit subscribe or follow us on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter accounts. Links on the description below.